Nathan, let's focus on what was achieved from China's point of view in all this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't speak for the Chinese delegation, but you've got to be pretty happy. Remember, for months now, coming out of the White House and the American media, you've heard the American narrative when it comes to the Chinese economy, the South China Sea, or cyber. What this event, especially here in Washington, has given President Xi a chance to do is give the Chinese viewpoint on cyber. He said, we are a victim. He said, we are a country of 1.3 billion people. I can't keep an eye on absolutely everyone. There may be some bad apples, a point that US President Barack Obama conceded. On the South China Sea, he reiterated in front, not just of the American president, but the American press corps and the American public at large, that China has inalienable rights and historical rights when it comes to sovereignty in the South China Sea, but is for freedom of navigation and will uphold that, something the Americans have been pushing against. And when it comes to the Chinese economy, President Xi has said the reforms are still underway, we're still on our growth target, and then pushed for reform of international economic institutions to allow the Chinese currency to be a basket in that basket of other currencies as well. So, you know, for the first time in months, if not years, we have had the Chinese narrative actually spoken on American soil. So that's got to be good. And when you look at the deals that have been made, we had a White House readout. For example, one of the things the Chinese really wanted was greater cooperation when it comes to repatriating suspects in corruption investigations that have fled here to the United States. That is now in writing in the agreements signed over here. That will please not just President Xi, but of course the Chinese public, where it's extremely popular.
And Nathan, when you look at President Xi's trip so far, in your opinion, what's been the highlight so far?
Well, we haven't had the state dinner yet, and as Jessica said, that will be pomp and circumstance and everything looks delicious. But you've got to look at that Seattle leg, haven't you, and just think, wow, that was quite incredible. First of all, there were the deals. 300 Boeing planes aboard. Also, meeting with top internet and tech executives from Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. There was a conversation in Mandarin there, which shows how much Zuckerberg wants to communicate with the Chinese president. Of course, Bill Gates as well. But also, that was the first chance that President Xi had to introduce himself to the American people, and he did it with a bit of panache. He talked about the Netflix series House of Cards, of course, which is wildly popular in China as well as it is here. He talked about the books he liked to read by American authors, Ernest Hemingway, even talking about how he'd had a drink in the Hemingway bar in Havana. He came off very personable, you know, and so he's introduced himself as president to the American people. And that's very important for a relationship which everyone says, of course, defines where the rest of the world goes for the 21st century.
All right, CCTV's Nathan King. Thank you.